Thank you very much for this opportunity to talk to you today. Assessment is crucial to teaching and learning. It provides teachers with information on students as they develop their mathematical understanding, and therefore I've chosen observation and performance tasks as two key assessment strategies. One being observation assessment for learning, and performance tasks being assessment of learning, as Stiggins points out. Because they give a holistic perspective of a student and don't funnel them into a sort of test-like situation. The features of observation is that they observe students as they work, making judgments about their performance from those observations. A limitation can be that teachers actually don't record these observations and therefore lose it. However, when this information is recorded, the great wealth of information is very worthwhile. For example, if you use the number in algebra straight from the Australian curriculum and focus in on ACMN A012, which talks about developing confidence with number sequences, you could have train carriages lined up with numbers on the side, and you get the students to reorganize them in the correct number sequence. First by counting by ones, then by counting by twos, fives, and tens. And as they do this, you can decide you can observe them and record these students, which ones are using the physical materials to move them around, which are solving the problems mentally, which are using thinking strategies to determine basic facts, and which are relying on memorized facts. The information recorded from these observations is extremely useful. And it can be used in anecdotal records, it can be used for individual assessment, for future planning, and for reporting to parents. So there's a number of things contributing to the factors to use this strategy. Another one is the students, that you can observe the student's attitude and disposition towards mathematics, which is key because Williams says that knowing this aspect of a student is important, as motivation to learn is a key part of the learning process. Assessments should be a means of fostering growth in mathematics. The potential effects of the use of this strategy is that it's less stressful on the students. It's not like a test. It's not a test-like situation or environment, and you also have the opportunity to see the students work organically in the classroom, not under a forced pressure sense. Moving on to performance tasks, the key features in this one is that students are asked to complete tasks that will test a specific set of skills and abilities to determine if the student knows or is capable of doing those skills or those skills. A rubric or a checklist is important to have, as it helps you record this information and it helps the students to understand what's required of them. Two initial concerns, however, are that from teachers is the amount of time needed sometimes for performance tasks and the subjectivity traditionally associated with teacher assessment and assigning grades. The benefits, however, is that the tasks mirror the real world, which allows students to make connections between what they are learning and the outside world. It also allows them to see the relevance in what they're learning. Another added benefit is that you're able to test specific skills or abilities so that you can determine what students know and therefore go from there and work on specific areas. For example, linking with ACMN A059 from the Australian curriculum, again from number and algebra, which talks about representing money values, you could set up a shop front in which students rotate through, dealing with customers, taking payments, giving back change, and assess how they round their numbers, where they're able to round it up to the nearest 5 cents. From this information, we can gather a lot of stuff from that, and it also provides students with a real-world experience in the classroom, and it links them to what they know outside of the classroom. The potential effects of this assessment strategy are quite positive. The students, what they're learning is relevant, and you're able to focus on specific skills and abilities that you need to work on for some students or further develop in other students. Going on from this, there are some recommendations for record keeping, and the one that I recommend is checklists. Checklists can be used in a variety of ways to record individualized information about students' understanding, attitudes, or content achievement. The great thing about checklists is that they're adaptable to your own situation, and it works for you. For example, you may want to observe and record what children how they work in cooperative groups, or 1 week, or focus on individual children the next. One of the drawbacks, though, is that you need to make sure that you jot down the information at the time, otherwise you will lose that information. And another one is you need to be sensitive with the information that you record so that students don't find it. Hope this information has been really helpful in encouraging you to further investigate these assessment strategies.